But beyond that, none of the guys have gotten gold medals before. I mean, I got a bronze 20 years ago, which at that time I was very disappointed for. But now I look back and I'm appreciative of that bronze. But I've always wanted the opportunity to come back and try to win a gold in somehow. And the opportunity to coach here in the Southeast Asian Games was just too good to pass up. And the players were incredible the whole time. Even 2 months ago when we were doing 1-a-week practices, everybody showed up. Everybody did what we wanted to do. We were very, at that time 2 months ago, we were very frightened because Indonesia was supposed to bring a naturalized player, and Thailand was supposed to bring a naturalized player. Those were the rumors we were hearing. We heard Singapore had gotten a lot better. We knew Vietnam had gotten really good. So, it was really on us to make sure we brought a really strong team. We didn't want to leave anything to chance. And and so the guys that were selected were just, they were great. Veterans, all of them, except for maybe Kiefer, but Kiefer is probably the most veteran of the Southeast Asian Games. It was a really veteran group, and of course we lost Jason along the way, and then we lost RR along the way. As it turned out, this was just, the chemistry in this group was really strong. They really looked for each other, they cared for each other. I think what I like most about this group is that no one tried to be the star. No one tried to outshine their teammates. Everybody really, worked together, and they were just so unselfish. And I think, you lead that from, it starts really from Junmar. Junmar, is one of the most humble, unselfish players I've ever been around, ever in my career. And Chris Ross is such a great leader. He had such great moments through this tournament, and you could tell that he was real excited to be playing for the country in his first time. So, I could go on and on and on and on about it, but bottom line is these guys, deserve all the credit. Basically I was just rolling the ball out there, and they were just telling them, be aggressive, and they were aggressive. It took us a while in a number of games to get going, though. We usually got going in that third quarter. That's when we came out and really got going. We kind of felt our way in the first couple of quarters, about like a boxing match. And then once we got our feel, got our legs underneath us, and then we really took off and went for the knockout punch in all the games. And that usually happened in the third quarter.
Coach Raiko said that this team is much better than the team that played in the FIBA World Cup. And
wow, that's high praise.
would you think of handling the national program right now after this?
I think, well, first of all, I'm told I'm a one and done, so that's where it is right here. Where the future holds, I'm not going to say too much about that. I know that Coach Tab is taking over the program, and he's going to have his own people there, most likely, and I completely understand that. They asked me to be an interim coach of the national team, and they kind of set some parameters for me, and I'm proud is that we covered those parameters. We wanted to be a really try to really show how good the PBA players can be, and I think we did that in Southeast Asia, how dominant we can be, and that was we wanted to showcase our talent. But I mean, it's really difficult. I mean, you just cannot. I should say, it's not even difficult. You just cannot compare this team with the team that went to the World Championship. The level of competition is completely different. I was telling someone that I'm here in the SEA Games, and I know that there's a good chance I'm going to win, and still I'm a bundle of nerves. I've got a bad stomach, and I mean I'm so nerviosa, and then I'm thinking, what about Yang Gao? I mean, Coach Yang, and he's coaching against those magnificent teams of Serbia and Italy, and I mean, and then Chot before him, Coach Chot Reyes before him. I just don't know how those guys got through that. And so to compare what we've done to what they've done is just not fair at all. I mean, zero fairness, and it's really about the level of competition. And Coach Yang and Coach Choi were playing against the best in the world, and we're not playing at that level. So of course we're going to look better. We're going to look better. We're going to play better because our competition isn't as great as Serbia and Italy. But I will say I love the composition of this team. I love the balance of this team, and I like the chemistry of this team. I thought those were real good strengths of this basketball team. But for the World Championship, I think Marshall was injured, and Matt was also injured. So, I mean, those are two great shooters you take right off the floor, and they had to go search for younger players. I just love the composition of this team and the chemistry.
Which this rank among all of your conquests in the past, personally?
Well, you can't go wrong with a gold medal. My gosh, a gold medal. I mean, that's something you can remember forever. I mean, maybe if you have 10 gold medals, if you're Mark Spitz and you have 10 gold medals, then maybe that's something. But you're only going to get one. I mean, that's going to be incredibly special. And it's like, I've won a few championships in the PBA, but this one ranks right up there, if not the top. Like I said, the bronze in the Asian Games was also, looking back on it, it was special as well. But again, just the whole experience of being here and being with these guys and the support of everyone in the country and the SBP and Al Panlilio and Al Francis Chua, I mean, and then the support of the players. The players were phenomenal. So it was just a great experience all the way around. So you're going to remember this gold because of all the experiences you had through this last week.
What's the quality this team has improved or changed since FIBA World Cup failure?
Again, I think it's hard to measure because of the level of competition. Would that team do as well as we did, here? We don't know. We think so. Would we do as well as they did or better there? We don't know that. Because the level of competition was really, really different. So it's hard to judge a team. It's like, if you're a college player and you're playing against a high school team, you're going to look really good. If you're a college player and you're playing against a professional team, you're not going to look so good. So again, I just don't think the comparisons are fair. And what I do know is that, I mean, what these guys go through. Yang, I've forgotten what it was like 20 years ago. Now I'm beginning to remember how I felt back then. Again, the nervousness, the upset stomachs, it's tough. It's tough, and it gets harder and harder and harder as the expectations get greater and greater and greater. So it's not an easy job doing this, and but again, I just want to say that I just really enjoyed being around my guys.
So that's it, Coach. You are being called to the awarding ceremony.
Okay.